Well, summer is coming on fast, and you know what that means. It's time for a road trip.
Ooh.
Want to go to Chincoteague?
Sure, why not? When do you want to leave?
Well, how about right now?
No. We have a show to
Nope.
finish, Steve. Come on.
All right. Instead of right now, let's go back to 1912. How does that sound?
That sounds good to me.
Throwback Thursday, and Jim Duffy of Secrets of the Eastern Shore is here, and he's got us, going to have us up to date on taking those road trips from way back when. So who is our tour guide?
So we have a tour guide. Her name is Lucy Meacham Thruston.
Ooh.
And we kind of need a tour guide because getting to Chincoteague was just a little bit different in those days. So she did it in 1912. And she was actually kind of a big name. She wrote historical novels and patriotic historical novels. She was kind of a big name, and she wrote this big essay about going to Chincoteague. And the first thing to say is there's no causeway, there's no real cars and roads to get there and everything like that. She has to write letters. She has to, with like stamps and letters, she has to get a steamboat schedule. She has to get a train schedule. She has to get a boat captain to take her out. So it takes her like 3 weeks just
to get over there?
It would have been easier to go to Africa or Europe than it would have been to get to Chincoteague.
Wow.
Now the first part of her journey back in 1912 was really great. She was on one of the old Bay Line steamboats, and they were famous for being the place where the efficiency of the North met the hospitality of the South, so you could count on everything. She had to pack her Sunday best because they had white tablecloth dining room, all the Chesapeake specialties, terrapin and Maryland beaten biscuits and everything else. Afterwards, in the palm room, an orchestra would play foxtrots and a little ragtime and things like that. They were dancing. It was an overnight trip from Baltimore. So left in the evening and arrived in Norfolk in the morning.
Sounds like a fun night.
It was a fun night. I'm sure it was. And then it started to go south. So she goes from Norfolk to Cape Charles on another boat, and then she has to take the train. She ends up in the rail yard, and she has to take the local train. But it's like express train, express train, express train, express train. She waits there for hours. She finally gets the local train. And when they say local, they mean local. It hobnobbed with every crossroads. And at one point they stopped so that the engineer and the brakeman could get off the train and pick strawberries in a store.
Oh no.
She's starting to get a little impatient. Goes on and on. Finally she gets to this place and they go, Chincoteague Express, stop. Madam, here's your Chincoteague Express. And she gets off. She's thinking the word express.
Means fast.
There's a cart behind an abandoned old barn with a horse named Minnie, an old horse named Minnie. And she has to take that for like 7 miles, and the first 5 miles of it is through the sand, just ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk. It's driving her crazy. Finally, they get into some woods. She sees this spectacular orchid, like a rare orchid. She was interested in plants. And she cries out, she's like, oh my God, look at that orchid. Except the driver didn't move. He was sound asleep. She tried to wake him up, and she couldn't wake him up. She tried 3 different times. All she got was, and that's it. But old Minnie knew the way. It was okay. She brought the cart there all by herself.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
And finally, they get to some open water, and now all she's got is a little boat ride. But when she gets off, it's another abandoned building, and there's a motorboat in the water, but there's no captain anywhere in sight. So she waits and waits and waits. And finally the captain appears and they get in the boat, and it was like more than an hour and a half or something to get out there on the water.
Really?
Wow.
She's admiring Wallops Island. There's no rockets. It's an old clubhouse. It's an old resort in those days. And she's admiring wild ponies and everything like that. And she finally sees Chincoteague, and she finally gets off. And the captain like lifts her up, and she has a wonderful trip. But most of the essay is actually about getting there. And it's really kind of a very cool essay because it's one of those things like she presents it as a nightmare, but you can tell when you get to the end that she actually loved every single moment.
It's all about the journey, isn't it?
Yeah, if I were to take that journey, I would need a nap when I got there.
Exactly. Jim Duffy, we so appreciate you being here every Thursday. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Frank.
Wonderful tour guide.